Hello everyone, in this video we are just going to implement the thread sleep function for pausing all the tasks that is available in our real-time operating system for a specified period of time. Let's get started. So basically the sleep function for a particular task in a scheduler or in a real-time operating system is useful for pausing the current task for a specified number of times so that the scheduler or the real-time operating system kernel can use that particular time for executing the other relevant task. So this is what we meant by a sleep function, and we are just going to implement the sleep function by our own. Let's go to our real-time operating systems kernel.c file and start writing our code. First and foremost thing that I'm going to do right over here is I'm just going to add a variable right over here to the structure of a thread control block, and that variable will be of type uint32.3. So it is a 32-bit integer unsigned format data type, and we will name this as sleep time. So this is a specified variable of the structure thread control block which will actually hold the amount of time the thread needs to be skipped, or the amount of time which we are going to skip the particular task in our scheduler. And the next thing that we are going to do is come to the add threads function, that is this particular function right over here. So this add threads function, coming inside the add threads function, here we are adding three different tasks for our scheduler, that is the round robin scheduler. And in this particular function we are just going to write down a for loop. So this particular for loop will run until the number of threads. So this is the for loop, and inside this for loop I am just going to assign the value, that is I'm just going to point to the TCB structure variable, and I'm going to write the value to the sleep time variable, and I'm going to assign the value to be 0. So initially we are just keeping the sleep time of each task to be 0, and following that, coming to our init function, let's see the kernel init function. We have disabled this. I'm just going to enable this line because I'm just going to use this particular periodic event execute for the sleep function. Coming inside the periodic event execute, here also I'm just going to write down the same for loop until the end of number of threads. Here the number of threads is 3, which is assigned right over here. You can clearly see number of threads is 3. It is task 0, task 1 and task 2 right over here. So these 3 are the basic preliminary task. So number of threads is 3. And now coming inside the periodic event task loop, inside this loop I am just going to check TCBs of I dot sleep time greater than 0. If the current task TCB is holding the sleep time variable value to be greater than 0, I am just going to decrement that. That's all. And following that, coming here to the periodic threads, I am just going to execute, or I am just going to create a periodic scheduler for the sleep. So similar to the one which we created right over here, periodic scheduler RR, which we utilized in the assembly file, I am just going to create a similar file. So coming below the scheduler part, you can see this is the periodic scheduler RR, and previously we had the round robin scheduler RR. I hope you remember that. So that is one scheduler which we called right over here in the assembly file for executing the scheduler. So here, instead of this periodic scheduler RR, I am just going to create another function. Let's name it to be RR with sleep. So here I'm just going to call this particular function right over here and right over here, and I'm just going to write the definition of this function. This function actually will do the same process as the above function, except that the same line I'm copying it right over here, and below I'm just going to write a while loop. Current pointer sleep time greater than 0. If the current pointer sleep time is greater than 0, I'm just going to point to the next stack pointer. So this is the way how we are skipping the current thread. You can clearly see the scheduler function will actually change the current pointer to the next stack pointer, and if the current pointer sleep time is greater than 0, we will be skipping the current thread. If it is not, we will not be skipping. The current thread will be executing. That's all. So why I am just creating a new function, just to show the difference between the previous one and the current one that we are executing. Nothing much. You can also add this while loop above right over here, and you can utilize the same function, no issues. But for study reference, I'm just creating a new function. That's all. And at the end, let's create another function. Let's name that function as rtask thread sleep function, and it receives one parameter. Let's take the parameter to be sleep time. And the first and foremost thing that we are going to do right over here is we are just going to disable the IRQ, and finally we are just going to enable the IRQ. That is must. And inside the thread sleep function, we are just going to use the current pointer variable for pointing to sleep time, and I'm going to assign the sleep time parameter right over here. And after the enabling of interrupt, I'm just going to call thread release function. So this will actually reset the system clock. You can clearly see here we are writing the value to be 0, and we are triggering the sysdig. So this will actually trigger the system clock. So this is how we are just going to use this function. I'm just going to extend the scope of this particular function in the RTOS kernel.h, and here let me just what I can do is, let me just call this function and give a delay of 200 millisecond. After putting the rtask thread sleep function, I am just disabling the semaphores in our real-time operating system task. You can see all the semaphores I have just commented out, and I also don't want this too, so I'm just disabling this. So I have just disabled the semaphores. So after implementing this thread sleep function call in the task 0, I have just disabled the semaphores for task 0, task 1 and task 2. You can see all the semaphore lines or the function calls are commented out, and also I have commented the semaphores init function for all the semaphores in our scheduler. Now I'm just going to implement or compile this program. You can see it is compiled with 0 errors and 0 warnings. Now you can click down this particular icon or Ctrl plus F5 to switch to the Keel Microvision debug view after flashing the program to the microcontroller or the hex file to the microcontroller. Now when I try to run the program, you can clearly see the task 0 runner is having a much lower value when compared to task 1 and task 2, which means task 1 and task 2 are continuously running and task 0 is running for every 200 milliseconds, because we have added the sleep function. So for next 200 milliseconds, the task 0 will not be executed, and it will wait for 200 milliseconds, or it will switch the task for every 200 milliseconds. Once the 200 milliseconds is elapsed, the task 0 will be executed. Now you can also add the same sleep function to the task 1 2 if you want. So I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to add this inside the task 1. Now let's see what is happening. Now you can see task 1 and task 0 is having a much lower value when compared to task 2, which means the task 2 is running much faster and task 0 and task 1 are running for every 200 milliseconds sleep time. So it will be executed, it will wait for another 200 milliseconds, and again after 200 milliseconds is elapsed, it will be executed once. So this is what the sequence goes like. And you can use this particular sleep function whenever you want to execute a particular task for a periodic time intervals in your program. And for all the cyclic task which needs to run for every 10 milliseconds or 5 milliseconds in your scheduler, you can just leave the sleep function. The main function will not be having the sleep function, and rest of the functions which needs to be executed within or for a periodic time intervals, you can just add the sleep function, and you can provide the waiting time for the function right over here as the parameter of this function. So I hope in this video you learned how to implement thread sleep or task sleep function, which will help you to optimize the scheduler to run a particular task for every periodic time intervals once. So for a particular predefined period of time, the task 1 or the particular task will be executed once, and rest of the times we are just leaving the CPU in a released state so that it will be utilized for the rest of the task to be executed. So you can use this sleep function for your application as per your application need. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.